But the fact that the creators of Prosper were very intentional about community engagement being the second position that was hired to start this brand new nonprofit back in 2021,
Interesting.
it spoke to me because I know who we are as a city. I know the potential of who we can be, and I know we cannot do it without community. When we think about our past, being such a leader in the civil rights movement, it was done collectively. Even people coming across sectors that wouldn't ordinarily engage with each other did what they had to do to get us to where we are. Hello, I'm Angela Abdur-Rasheed, your host for the Prosper Connector podcast. This is a place where information is shared, connections are made, and great Birmingham stories are told by great Birmingham people. Hello, I'm Angela Abdur-Rasheed, the host of the Prosper Connector podcast. Today is an extra special day. I have I'm going to start with your resume.
Okay.
Friends from college.
Yes.
Graduated Alabama, amazing anchor, reporter, producer, podcaster, PR guru, entrepreneur extraordinaire. You're a crazy entrepreneur. Let me just say
what?
that.
I really am.
You are an extra special kind of entrepreneur, the best kind. Keisa Sharpe is here with us today.
Yes.
And so today we're going to do things a little bit different.
Okay.
We're going to flip the script.
Okay.
I'm going to allow you to be what I deem to be your best, and that is as a purveyor of getting answers out of people. So I'm going to let you ask me some questions.
I'm so excited.
Around the subject of engaging the community. But before we get started, most important thing on earth to me is food. Make no secrets about that.
Sure.
So I want to ask you what I ask everybody else. If you were to think of Birmingham as a food, what food would we be?
Put a little thought into this, you know?
I know you did.
Yeah, I really
Prepared.
did. A salad.
You're so healthy.
Well, it is the fact that you can make the salad. It can go in one of two ways. A salad can be just incredibly healthy, where you put all of these fresh and wonderful ingredients in it, which is a great thing. Sometimes we add little things in there
Like
too.
some
that
fried chicken.
Some fried chicken, that kind of take away from the element, but it's still nonetheless good. So I think a salad, because Birmingham just has the base and the makings for something so great and so impactful.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And what about you?
Well, thank you for asking
what
me that
food
question.
would you consider?
So I've thought about this as well, knowing that your question would come. I would say chicken. And the reason is, much like our beloved Birmingham, chicken can be served and prepared in so many ways. It literally is the thing that has something to offer every palate. So, fried chicken, barbecue chicken, grilled chicken, chicken strips, chicken fingers, chickenettes, which may not even be really chicken.
Okay.
Could be the vegan options. But literally, it's that thing that offers something to everyone. And that's what I think about when I think about Birmingham.
I love that. And do you find it pretty interesting that really both items kind of go together?
They go together, yes.
They really go together to make something really, really nice. They can stand alone, but they also go together.
And I think they're better together.
I love that.
I think they're better together.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's a theme that I think that we can employ and certainly can learn from here in the city of Birmingham.
Yes.
That was wonderful to kind of think of that sort of off the cuff. So let's talk about the community. We see all of the wonderful work that you do, Angela, in the community. We know that you love Birmingham. We know that you are a voice, a positive voice for Birmingham.
Thank you, friend.
And its people. You're welcome. And its people. And I'm not the only one saying that. We see that. Okay, it's evident. So when you talk about the community and you talk about community engagement at Prosper, you all's work speaks for itself. Can you tell us a little bit about why that's so important?
Yeah, I think I can think back to seeing that job description. The communications part, I was like, okay.
Got this.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't really want to do that.
Really?
Okay, don't tell anybody I said that. No,
Interesting.
that's important.
Yeah.
And anyone skilled can do it.
Yeah.
But the fact that the creators of Prosper were very intentional about community engagement being the second position that was hired to start this brand new nonprofit back in 2021.
Interesting.
It spoke to me because I know who we are as a city. I know the potential of who we can be, and I know we cannot do it without community. When we think about our past, being such a leader in the civil rights movement, it was done collectively. Even people coming across sectors that wouldn't ordinarily engage with each other did what they had to do to get us to where we are. And so thinking about the work that we do at Prosper, we are very intentional about creating space, a table, chairs, seating arrangement for everyone to be present, to contribute whatever they have to offer around our mission of building an inclusive economy.
You were walking me into my next question, and you really sort of laid the groundwork, that word inclusive. There's room at the table for all members of the community. Why is that so important to Prosper? Because you all are walking that out.
It's important because it is who we are, again, as a city. It is proven what happens when we come together. We don't need to recreate a wheel. We saw what happened in the 50s and the 60s, 70s even, to get us to where we are as a city, which ultimately changed this country. If they could do it then, why not do it now? Why not be intentional about opening the door for voices to be heard from people from all walks of life, knowing that everyone has something that is valuable? And so that is the way we move. It's what gets me excited when I wake up on days, and it's rare, that I'm like, I don't want to go to work. But I get to engage with the community. We get to bring in the entrepreneurs. We get to bring in the faith-based leaders. We get to bring in the neighborhood leaders. We get to bring in the media. We get to convene people who ordinarily maybe wouldn't even take time out, but certainly wouldn't come together to be with like-minded or like-missioned people to figure out how to make this city and this county better. So that's who we are.
So I heard in that inclusiveness, and I heard in it as well with what you do. And you do it flawlessly. You do it so well.
Thank you.
Connections.
Yeah.
I see you weaving together so many things.
Yeah.
That connection, that's important.
Yeah. Somebody asked the other day, what is your superpower? And so in this big group, people were saying, I would like to see through walls and all this other stuff. I was like, no, I'm a plug. Because I love to see what happens when two forces connect. And I like to be sort of that center that brings them. It makes me feel like I made a marriage come together, or because it is that important. I know, and you know this, what happens when somebody looks out for you. I know what it's like to have a mentor. I know what it's like to have someone else to speak well of me in rooms that I didn't even know or didn't even maybe think I belonged in. And so if we can do that intentionally as a community, where business owners can come together with funders, and Prosper can sort of create that space. If educators can come together with students or parents, and we can create that space. If health tech companies can come from around the country to Birmingham, and we can invite them into the community and bring the community to them, and they want to relocate their businesses here, that makes me happy. More happy than chicken.
More happy than chicken.
Yes.
That's pretty good. And you see and you feel the energy when you attend the Prosper events, because what amounts to, what it seems, and me speaking, looking from the outside in, is that you give an opportunity to those people who otherwise would not have the opportunity.
Absolutely. Keisa, I can remember, and I'm not calling names, but I had a friend in 7th grade, and I've told this story before, who on Monday of a weekend, coming out of a weekend on that Monday, everyone was like, oh my gosh, we had so much fun at Angie's party. And I was like, oh, I didn't know anything about Angie's party, and I thought Angie and I were friends. I know what it feels like to be excluded. There are populations and segments of people that know what it feels like to not be included. But what does it feel like to be included, to be welcomed in, to say, here's a space. We want to help everyone. We want everyone to have access. We want everyone to be able to feel a part of this thing that we say we want to do for this city that we say we love.
Yeah. Truly finding a need and feeling
it.
That need.
Yeah, simple. And having fun while doing it.
Doing it, that is the coolest part. And I know we've looked at all of the wonderful things that come with the work, okay? But what about some things that challenge you being in this tech space, entrepreneurial space? and really connection space.
Yeah. It's hard sometimes getting people out of silos, whether it be from their need to protect or from times where they have been vulnerable and people have not meant them well. We live in a society where that happens sometimes. And so it's not always easy to get people to buy in to the mission, to buy into the work, and not just prosperous work, but just the work of community engagement and collaboration.
Yeah.
But life isn't easy. Yeah. And so having testimonies and people to show the value of collaborating. Do you know how hard it is for 6 or 7 organizations to write a grant together? It is hard.
Yeah.
But it is possible.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to say, hey, we want 60 entrepreneurs to come to a luncheon in the middle of the week, and we know they're entrepreneurs and we know they're busy, but this space is going to be something worth your time. It's hard, but it's worth it. And so it's not without challenges, but those challenges pale in comparison to the outcomes that we see when just 1 or 2 people come into a room together and something magical truly happens.
Push through.
Yeah. Yeah, say
Push
that again,
through.
friend. Yes. Yeah, we have
Push
to.
through.
We have to. Now more than ever, we have to come out of our corners, come out of our spaces, come out of our comfort, and get together. We're better together.
I love that. And we were kind of having a little side conversation before before lights, camera, action, and we were really talking about that from an entrepreneurial space, a couple of us here. But as a general rule, we all have the challenges, but what I hear you say is all of us have the challenges, but when we can set that aside and come together, great things happen.
And what if I'm the answer to your challenge?
Oh, wow.
And all that takes is a cup of coffee together.
Oh, wow.
An email follow-up after an event, a check-in via I mean, it's simple. It is not rocket science. This thing about human connection is so simple, but it's so hard sometimes. Yeah.
Perspective shift.
Yeah.
When you see me do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Perspective shift.
Yeah.
So what are not only the benefits which you talked about for people who are entrepreneurs or the other people that you bring together in the community, what are some ways that they can become?
Oh.
They can take the example that you're setting through Prosper and become more engaged.
Keisa, that is probably the most exciting thing for me, for people to take what we have, and we're not the creators of this. This is not, we didn't make this up. We're just literally following blueprints. But what if we were to engage, and I'm going to use you.
Okay.
You, for example.
Uh-oh.
You are here sharing your gifts as an award-winning, and I just read your resume. So you are a person that I deem to be very gifted and valuable in this space.
Thank you.
What if, when I left the podcast, you were to share your wisdom with Ronnie Gatry, who is our amazing podcast guru who's behind the scenes and has just entered into full-time entrepreneurship. And you take that 30 years worth of wisdom, hard fought. I remember Montgomery. We were on opposing stations.
Absolutely.
That was not easy. How much were you making back then? I made $11,000. You probably made a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Okay,
so I
we were
started
rich.
out. Yeah, we were rich back then.
$11,000.
I tell people my first job, $14,999.
Yeah.
The second one, $18,999.
Yeah. 11,000. I didn't have any ...
You didn't have any ...
But they did my hair for free. But all that to say, so you have history in entrepreneurship. You have history in media. What if you took that and passed it on, pay it forward? Talk to Ronnie about it. Ronnie Gatry.
Yeah.
RLG Productions.
Yes.
Talk to him and share your wisdom with him. What if another organization that attended one of our events decided, we're going to host an event. We want to bring the community together. We're going to let Prosper come and sit and enjoy some chicken and salad. And we're going to take the reins.
Yes.
It's simple. Open up your doors, open up your tables, whatever those tables are, and invite others in so that the work that you're doing, number one, can be made easier, but that you can help make someone else's path forward better and faster.
It's almost like, we're creating an investment for our own future.
Absolutely.
Because what you do, I believe wholeheartedly, it comes back to you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
When I've gone to Prosper events, and if I don't have time to tell the story, as they sometimes testify in church. I don't have time to tell the story, but being able to go to those events and connect with people who need something that I bring to the table. And then not only being able to sow into them, but then participating and taking away some nuggets on how I can apply that.
Yeah.
So,
and I have seen you do that.
yes,
I have seen you do that.
valuable connections, Angela. Valuable connections.
But again, we didn't recreate the wheel, so everybody can do that.
Yeah.
Everyone can engage the community wherever they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a closing thought.
Yeah.
But because you have so many of these just like on autoplay, like I'm gonna just say, what closing thoughts would you share as an encouragement?
I would say this is community engagement truly is engaging the community, and it's that community part that's the most important part. We are all a part of the community, therefore we can all engage the community. And so today is the best day to send an email to somebody that you met at a networking event. Today is the best day to mentor an entrepreneur. Today is the best day to welcome a Birmingham Promise student into your company as an intern. It's the best day to spotlight Catalyze Birmingham in your media outlets. Like, it truly is so simple to do if we just do it. And the outcomes are immeasurable, absolutely immeasurable.
Well, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. Well, can I say that?
You absolutely can.
This is
Thank
so fun.
you. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
sharing your talents again with us. You are the epitome of why this podcast in particular, this one exists. Because you have stretched and shared your skills for us to be able to do this podcast. So thank you for that, Keisa Sharpe.
You're welcome.
You
Excited
are so
to
welcome.
be here.
Glad to have you.
Thank you so much.
I'm Angela Abdur-Rasheed. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Prosper Connector podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all your streaming platforms at Prosper BHAM. That's at Prosper BHAM. And while you're at it, visit our website at www.prosperbham.com. We'll see you next episode.